Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of the Blogstar Challenge. So excited to be here today with you. We'll just wait just a couple of minutes and see who comes on to do the challenge live. You know, it's always more fun to participate in a challenge and Facebook learning activities when more people are on live. So if you are at all able to make at least part of the live training on any of the days this week, it's really beneficial to you, and it's also beneficial to the other women in the group because you might ask a question that they're wondering too, or you might say something that offers a new perspective, that they hadn't thought of. So just try and make the live challenges. It's just exciting and makes it more fun for everyone. So I'm going to put my glasses on and say good morning to all of you, and let's see who's on today. I see Michelle. I can see your pink rose. Carissa. And Nicole. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Well, it's morning here. 10 o'clock here in Southern California. I know everybody else is a little bit later in the day already. How is everybody this morning? Did you get to your homework last night? Were you able to dig deep and figure out your big why? I know Michelle posted in the group. I remember reading her big why. Carissa, have you gotten to that? Nicole, have you gotten to yesterday's homework yet? I know it's a really fast-paced challenge because these first few days are very thought-provoking activities that you have to do, and you really have to journal out and spend some time on those things, and you may not have that time set aside this week, so just get to it, as soon as you can. Rewatch the video if you need to, but spend time on that. Great, Nicole. I'm glad you're working on narrowing it down. It's so important to narrow it down. Now here's what I'm seeing in the group. We'll just talk about this a little bit while we're waiting for other women, but what I'm seeing is I want to make money, which is great, but why do you want to make money? Break it down. If you didn't have any bills to pay, what would that do for your family? What would that do for your community? What would that do for your kids' schools? Or what would that do for your parents? Okay, so break that down. So if you paid off all of your bills, you had 6 months worth of savings, and you didn't have to worry about those daily bills, then what would you do with your money? What is your bigger why? For myself and for my husband, our daughter has type 1 diabetes, and so we would love to be able to spend that money on JDRF, the Juniors Diabetes Research Foundation, and also Camp Conrad Chinook, which is the type 1 diabetes camp that she goes to every summer. And we just adore that it's a safe place for her to go with other type 1 diabetes kids. So, that's part of our world. So that's something that can come out in my content. That is a bigger why for me, to make money on my blog. So not only is my family secure, hey Leah, but also that we can donate in a bigger way to the world in a way that's important to us. So really dig deep. Okay, don't just say to pay off my bills. That's a great start, but dig deeper than that. Leah, we're just talking about yesterday's homework and your big why. Did you get a chance to watch that video and do your homework? And we're just talking about narrowing it down. Hey, Carrie. Glad you're on live with us today. Welcome. Glad you didn't burn your house down this morning. Carrie had a little incident with her daughter playing kitchen in the real oven, and Carrie didn't know that her daughter left some plastic toys in there, and she went to turn on the oven, and she practically burned down the house. No, just kidding. Just filled the house with smoke. Okay, Leah, no, that's okay. We were just talking about, if you haven't had time to do that, because this is really deep think material. So if you haven't had time to talk about or to really think about it, just have it processing and take some time maybe this weekend when you do have time to really dig deep on your big why. Yeah, definitely go back and watch it. They'll be up. All of these videos from the challenge are going to be up in the group for the next couple of weeks. So as you have time or you want to go back and rewatch or parts of it to re-listen to, then you can go back and have that opportunity to, you know, narrow down if you're struggling with a certain area that we talked about. Good, Carrie. Writing your why out today. Okay, really dig deep. I know you've done some great things already for your family, but what's beyond that? What comes next? Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. So welcome. I'm so happy you're here, my wonderful blog star ladies. And today we're going to be talking about bold innovation and your IR. And we'll get to those in just a few minutes. I just want to remind you to turn off any distractions, turn off your Instagram and your email, and don't get distracted with electronics. Really stay focused, take good notes. We got a lot of note taking today, and you'll get the most benefit from our training today if you're fully focused and engaged. Once again, I want to remind you to please be engaged in the videos. Your comments and your questions might be someone else's or might give a new perspective, which is going to help the other women in the group. Plus, it's just more fun when we're all chatting it up and throwing out some hearts and some expressions. It's more fun for me too, because then I know I'm not just talking to myself. Okay, so let's get started. My name is Tammy Gibson. I am the host of the Blogstar 5-Day Challenge. I have been blogging for 12 years. A Mom in Red High Heels is my blog. And in that time, I've had some fabulous experiences with travel. And one of my, obviously, most favorite trips was to Paris, France. And this happened really soon after I started blogging. So you can imagine my going to Paris, France with a group of women to do a beauty tour in France. And we hit up all the big names. We hit up the MAC, Clarins, Estee Lauder, all of those stores and facilities and spas that were there, and we did a different one or two every day. It was amazing. So you can imagine that lit me up, right? I was on fire for blogging after that. Wow, if this is what it's gonna be like, I'm all in. And I'll have to say I've had many great experiences since then, but that really still tops the list. It was such a great experience. We were there for like a week. So you never know what blogging is going to bring to your life. Now, you may or may not be doing this as a business, and you may not even care about earning money, and that is totally fine. But be open. Have the mindset that you are open to new opportunities. You might get guest blogging spots with other people. You might be invited to speak at blog conferences. You might be invited to speak on podcasts. There's just all kinds of opportunities, even if you're running it as a hobby. So just keep your mind open. Okay, so here's how today's gonna go. We're gonna talk about the challenge. Then we're gonna talk about how you can work with me further. And then we'll get to the Q&A. So hang tight till the end. And then we'll get to your questions from today's training or from yesterday's training if you have any. So like I said, today's challenge is a two-parter. The first part is bold innovation, and the second part is your ideal reader, your IR, okay? So let's get to the bold innovation. So innovation, it means something new or something different. Obviously bold, you know what bold is. It's very expressive, it's very brave, it takes courage. So putting those two words together, bold innovation, is what you're gonna come up with for your blog topic. That's what we're talking about today, ladies. We're talking about what are you gonna talk about on your blog. And the reason it has to be bold innovation is because we don't want you being like every other blog out there within your industry, within your niche. We want you to stand out, not only with your personality, but with your quirkiness and, you know, your weirdness, what makes you weird, and your expertise and your style. So all of those things mixed together are going to help your blog be unique, stand out, and they're going to create for you a group of readers that are called superfans. So let's get to how you create bold innovation. First of all, you need to narrow your niche. Now, some of you are still kind of toying with what exactly you want to write about, what topic you want to write about. Others of you are pretty certain what that topic is, the broad topic. So exercise would be a broad topic. Food would be a broad topic. Fashion would be a broad topic. So let's talk about how to narrow those down. And for those of you that are thinking, I just want to throw this in. If you're thinking, well, I have lots of interests. I want to reach everybody. I want to talk about all of my interests. I'm going to suggest that you don't. And here's why. The more narrow your niche, the more likely you are to make money. Okay? The more narrow your niche, the more likely you are to make money. Become known for that one thing. And then after you are known and after people are familiar with you, then you can expand and start adding other things. So become known for your workouts at home. Okay, then you can kind of add in the nutrition that goes with it, and then you can kind of add in workout apparel. Okay, but get really good at that one topic, become known for that, and then you can go broad. So what's going to be your angle? Okay, if you're a food blogger, you might want to talk about recipes. Well, what kind of recipes? Well, healthy food. Okay, you want to talk about healthy food because in your life, you experienced some health problems and you discovered that your food works like a drug, okay, which is totally true. It affects your body, it affects your body chemistry, and food can literally heal you and food can literally make you sick. So you decide that you want to talk about health food. Well, now we got to narrow it down even more. So now you're talking about what foods to avoid inflammation. Because maybe you have rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is caused by, well, I don't know if it's caused by, but it has inflammation in the joints, which causes the pain. So you want to use your diet to reduce the inflammation in your body. And you have learned that gluten, sugar, and dairy all cause inflammation in your body. You want to teach that to other women to help them avoid those 3 ingredients within food. So then your narrow blog niche is going to be recipes of gluten-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free foods. Okay? That's a lot of stuff. It's very specific, but I am telling you, there are women out there looking for that. And they need to know, how do I reduce the pain in my body? And you're going to give them that solution. And that solution is foods that don't cause inflammation. So that's one example. Here's another example. Okay, a lot of women like to talk about fashion. Okay, but that is such a broad topic, right? Everybody has kind of a different sense of fashion, so you need to break it down even lower. So one of the girls in the group, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. I should have gone back and looked. She really loves to shop budget. She shops the clearance section. And so she could talk about shopping on a budget. She could talk about when the best sales are, when markdowns happen in certain stores, because they all kind of have a different day and a different season that they mark down. She could talk about the best way to shop with coupons, how to have those types of savings. And now she's going to break it down even further. Now, budget is a great a great start to breaking it down. But if she is a petite woman, she's not going to talk about tall fashion because she's not going to know about tall fashion, right? So she's going to break it down even further to petite women. So now she's talking about fashion, she's talking about shopping on a budget and how to do that, and she's specifically talking to petite women where to shop, how to dress their body type, and what to wear that's going to make them feel amazing. Okay, so now she's narrowed it down. Fashion, budget, petite. There are many petite women in the world that would love a blog topic like that. Okay, one more example. Exercise. So you're going to talk about exercise in general. You have a personal training studio. No, let's not go with that one. You love to exercise, and you have found that it has cleared your mind and it has given you relief from the family, and you kind of use it as your time, right? So you break it down. You're going to talk about exercise for women because you are a woman. You understand that. Let's go further. Exercise for moms. You're a mom and you know how hard it is to get a workout in, but you know that when you get that workout in, how much better you feel. So now let's break it down one more time because there's all kinds of different moms out there, right? Let's break it down to stay-at-home moms who have young kids. So, maybe 8th grade and under. You are going to talk about exercises that those stay-at-home moms can do at home while their kids are home, so they don't have to find daycare, they don't have to find solutions for when they can leave the house to go to the gym. And you're gonna be the expert about workouts at home for moms. Do you see how it gets really specific? The more you narrow your topic, the more profitable you are going to be. Here's why. When readers get to know your blog and they know what to expect and what you're talking about, and they know that when they come there, they're going to get that information about the latest workout at home, they're going to always come to you as the resource. They're going to become your super fans because they know that when they go to your blog, they're going to get another great workout. Also, this is really big for those of you that are looking at blogging for money. Brands are looking for micro-influencers now. It's not so much about the huge numbers anymore. They used to only look at what traffic do you have, how many followers do you have on social media. Now they're getting smart. Now they're learning that even if a blog has a smaller following, if that following are all super fans, they're all, for the food blog example, if they're all coming to look for gluten-free recipes, they know, that brand knows that their gluten-free muffin mix is going to be a hit with your readers because it's really specific. Now, if they approached another blog that had 3 times the amount of readers that sometimes talked about nutrition and sometimes talked about exercise and sometimes talked about fashion, okay, they're not going to get the same response as they would with a micro-influencer. So niche down, get really specific. And here's just a side note, make sure you're really passionate about the topic that you want to talk about. I'm really tired of writing about skincare, to be perfectly honest with you. My blog talks about fashion and beauty for moms, and I seem to get a lot of skincare samples. It's just the number one thing that I receive to write about. And it's pretty hard to put into words and differentiate different products when, it probably takes 6 to 8 weeks to see any kind of improvement in your skin when using some of these products. Even though they may say results in a week, that's typically not the truth. So just make sure it's a topic that you are gonna be willing to talk about for a long time. And maybe when I started, I wouldn't have talked about skincare. I might have just talked about hair and style. And I talk much less about the beauty aspect of it now and much more about the style part of it. So just something to consider. Okay, so now that you have your main blog topic and your narrow blog topic, what you're gonna do to make your bold innovation is add the sprinkles on top. Now, if you guys did the homework where you shared in the comments of the group 3 things about yourself, those are the sprinkles, things like that. What are just some fun facts about you? What makes you interesting and different from the other food blogger out there? Okay, maybe you like Star Trek. Maybe you're a huge Disney fan. For me, my 3 things that I talk about, I love going to live concerts. I love live music. And I enjoy a good margarita every now and then. I don't drink them every day, and I hope that I'm not giving that impression, but it's my go-to cocktail, and I enjoy it when I have it. And I love high heels. So those are 3 parts of me that I'm sprinkling on top of the content that I talk about in my social media and in my blog that make it unique to me. Now there's, you know, hundreds of thousands of women that enjoy wearing high heels, but they may not have the other mix-ins that make it unique like I do. So just think about, you know, 3 to 5 interesting things about yourself that you could sprinkle in. What kind of TV shows are you watching that you're obsessed with? What do you do during your free time when you're not working and you're not with your family? What are those things? And then you kind of mix that into your content and bring out your personality. Okay, now this may be a rude awakening, but I love you too much not to say it. If you want to be a success, stop making everything about you. Okay, your blog should not be about you, unless it's a hobby blog and it's a personal blog and only your mom and your friends and your family are gonna read it, okay? You're here because you wanna learn how to blog for business. So how can you serve other people? When you're thinking about your blog topic and what you want to talk about and what you want to say, think about your reader and how you can best serve her. So with that, let's get to part 2, your ideal reader, or your IR is what I'm abbreviating it. Who is it that you're writing for? And this is really, really important. Your ideal reader needs to know that you understand her. She needs to know that you feel her pain and that you have a solution to offer her. This is going to be the difference between your blog being a success or not. When someone comes to your blog and they read your blog post and they're like, oh my gosh, she totally gets me. I am so thankful that someone else understands me. I'm so thankful that other people are going through the same thing. When you get the people to do that, then they're going to keep coming back. Now, I made a mistake with A Mom in Red High Heels when I started. It's a beauty and fashion blog for moms. All moms. Rich moms, broke moms, stay-at-home moms, working moms, city moms, homeschooling moms, country moms. Can you guys leave comments for me on what the problem is with that? What's wrong with that approach? I'm just going to wait a minute. I want to see what you guys think. What do you guys think is wrong with the approach of writing a blog for all moms, just general moms? Anybody have any input? Too general? Yep. Too broad? Hi, Tiffany. Yes, Michelle, they don't all have the same needs. Exactly. That's exactly right. They don't all have the same needs and they don't all have the same budget. So yes, it's too broad of a group. So, you know, your homeschooling mom, she may be into growing her own garden because she has the time to do that. She might make her own sunscreen, and she's going to want to hear about natural, budget-friendly cosmetics, right? So that's totally different from the wealthy mom who wants to know about the latest beauty innovations, and she doesn't care what the cost is. She just wants to know what's the latest and greatest and where can I get it done. Totally different audience. The city mom, she's going to need practical flats because she's going to be walking a lot and taking public transportation. The working mom, she's going to want to know about professional attire and how to look good at the office and still feel like herself without looking or feeling stuffy in a suit, right? So they have completely different needs. So it took a while for me to understand that. So really take to heart and learn from my mistake, okay? So when you understand your IR, you're able to write about her needs, her desires, her problems, and her goals. You're showing her that you understand and you have the solution. And the key to your successful blog, I kind of talked about this already, is her knowing that you get her, okay? So her reading your content and saying, yes, she gets me. Okay, so we're going to talk about some prompts. Now, you have your beautiful notebooks and your pens, and we're going to get to know your ideal reader. Now, you can take notes, and I'm going to go through this, but I also have a Word document that I'm going to upload into the group that has these same questions, same prompts, and a few more extra ones added on. So, you know, if you don't catch everyone, they're going to be on that, and I'll upload that after we're done here. Okay, so you're going to give her a name. What is her name? Give her a name. This is a totally fictional character. That's okay. Maybe you already have someone in your head who would be your ideal reader, a friend of yours or someone that you know, and you can use her name if you want, you know, because what you want to do ultimately is every time you're writing that blog post or every time you're doing that Facebook Live or Instagram Live, every time you're doing that Instagram post, you want to have her image in your head, that this is the one person I am writing to. So give her a name. Where does she live? What is her housing situation? Is she in an apartment? Is she in a home? Is she in a duplex? Does she live in a mansion? Does she live with her parents? Those are all very different living situations, and her problems and needs are going to be different based on just that fact alone. Does she have a car? Does she own a car? And if so, what type is it? What color is it? What are the seats like? Does she have satellite radio in her car? Does she have, you know, all the beautiful digital dashboard stuff? Or does she have an old clunker that she has to add oil to, you know, once a week just to make sure it doesn't die? Okay, get really descriptive on what that car is like. Is she married? Is she single? Is she a mom? Is she a cat lady? Is she a dog mom? Okay, these are all important things. Now, what does her day look like? What time does she get up? What time does she go to bed? Does she get up and suck down a green juice, or does she get up and crawl into her coffee cup? Okay. What is her day like? If she works, what does she do? Is she a professional? Is she in retail? Is she doing, you know, road work? Maybe she is a teacher. Maybe she is, you know, a stay-at-home mom. What is it that she does? Now, if she reads your blog, what would she hope to read about? What would she hope that she would find if she went to that search bar and typed it in? What is she looking for? What topics interest her? Here's the biggest one. What problem can you solve for her? Okay, if it's something like a food blog, we already talked about health problems that can be solved through food, but maybe she's just super busy, corporate America, has 5 kids, you know, running around to all these different sports, and she needs quick meals. Give her recipes that help her feed her family nutritious food, but it's quick. Okay, so really look at what her problem is based on her lifestyle, based on who she is and all those other factors, and what's the problem you can solve for her. Take your time with this, write a few pages on it, you know, take as much time as you want, but really think her through. You need to know her as well as you know yourself. Get that intimate with her so that when you are writing any type of content, you are touching her pain points, you are touching her desire points, her needs, what's going to make her laugh, what's going to make her relax. Okay, you want to touch on those emotions, so you need to first understand her. If you're not quite sure, you can ask people. You know, think of someone in your own personal life that is similar to who you might be writing for, and just ask them, you know, what keeps you up at night? What do you stress about? What do you worry about? And then what if you were to read a food blog, what would you be looking for? If you were to read a fashion blog about petites, what kind of information would you want? Okay, interview people. It's totally cool, and that'll help you narrow it down. Okay. Now, here's something interesting. I think it happens to a lot of people when they're doing this exercise. They start to develop this character that's very similar to themselves, right? So that's totally fine. I know when I was doing that, I'm like, purposely was like trying to change up the type of car she drove just because I felt like I'm talking about myself here. Well, you might be, because you're just maybe a few steps ahead of where she's at, because you're going to be writing from experience and you're going to be sharing what you've learned along your journey to help her with where she's at in her journey. So you might have been her 2 years ago. So that's okay if there's a lot of similarities, because you need to talk about what you know about. You can't make stuff up. Like I said, the petite girl can't be talking about giving shopping tips to tall girls, right? That just doesn't translate, and it's going to be really forced and not authentic. So, you know, as you're writing it, don't freak out if you're like, oh my gosh, this is me. Okay, and then you want to know her so well, like I said, that she becomes her super fan. Now, what do you guys think? Write in the comments. What do you think a super fan is? We just talked about how to find your ideal reader, and now we want to turn her into a super fan. What to you do you think of when you think of a super fan? Put my glasses on. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Yes, I'm a style coach. Thank you. Okay, super fan. Waiting for comments to come in. This is who you want. You want to create all of your ideal readers into super fans. Any thoughts? Someone who checks out your blog 5 times a day? Yep. Anyone else? Okay, so Michelle hit on the first part of it, someone who checks out your blog. Your super fan is somebody who reads, let me see what Leah said here real quick. Keeps coming back for more. Yes, comments, likes, reads, sees you as a resource, excellent. Someone inspired, reads all your content. Feels like I'm where she wants to be. Someone who's dedicated to your blog to find the content that speaks to them. Yep, you guys all got it. So your super fan reads everything that you write. They open every email that you send because they can't wait to hear what story you're sharing today, right? They go and they read all of your blog posts. Not only do they read them, but they also comment, and they might even share, which is really awesome because you want everybody that comes to your blog to be sharing, right? That's why we put those little social media sharing apps on there so that you click it and you share it. Well, she actually does it. And then here's the next level, the fun level for you. She buys everything that you recommend. She buys everything that you sell. If you get to the point where you're making e-products, or you have an Amazon store and you're recommending products and you're recommending books, she's the one that's going to buy it because you said so. So that is your goal, to have super fans. Okay. Before we get to questions, that's it for today's content. We talked about bold innovation, and that's narrowing down your blog content and sprinkling on your fabulousness and your weirdness, okay? Because we're all a little weird in some ways, but that's what makes you unique, and that's what's going to make you stand out. So if you only wear blue suede shoes, okay, embrace that, share that, and you know, because there's going to be other people that love blue suede shoes too, and that's going to help you develop your tribe. Okay, so let's move on to the next portion, how you can work with me further. I have put together a new program called Project Blog, and it's an 8-week program that's going to teach you to rock the online world with your wisdom, your style, and your personality. And in this 8-week program, we talk about some of the stuff that we've talked about here, but we go really in depth into mindset, your original branding. So we talked about a little bit of that today, and we have another day coming up where we're talking about branding, but we go really in depth so that you can really nail it down. We're going to talk about what your blog's lifeline is, and it's something that you have to have if you are creating this blog to become a business. Content creation, we're going to get you a calendar where you can plan out your blog content for like a full year if you want to get really aggressive with your content planning. or you could just do it month by month. We're going to talk about how you can get traffic. We're going to talk about social media. And then we have 2 complete modules about how to make money on your blog. There are multiple ways, and we're going to get really specific with how to do that. So if you are serious about creating your blog as a business, I highly recommend that you check this program out. It's 8 weeks. I will be doing weekly lesson review. So if you have questions, we'll be doing lives within the private group where you can ask questions and get coaching on where you're at within the system. And you'll also have that network of women who are also trying to build their blog. Community, connection, and collaboration are the keys to your success. Okay, it's really hard to build a huge business or even a profitable business without collaborating with other people. So the women within the group, we're going to work really hard to collaborate together and just really encourage and support one another and offer our wisdom, our style, and our personality to boost each other up. So you can learn more about that program and get signed up if you want to get signed up today. There are payment plans available as well, a 3-month payment. So the URL to go to that is bit.ly/projectblog, and I'll put that in the link or the comments after as well. And just go check it out. And then if you have questions about that, post those questions in the group so everybody can learn the answer and I can answer it for you. Okay, so let's get to questions about today's content or yesterday's content if you still have questions about that. And let's see where you guys are at. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up a little bit. She's proud to know you. Yeah, Jerry. They feel like they know you. Your ideal reader, your super fan, they're like what my daughter does with these celebrities she follows on Instagram. She'll be like, oh, so-and-so has a beagle and they just took it for a walk, and she talks about them like they're her friends. And I'm like, you do know she's not really your friend, right? But your super fans will be doing the same thing. They'll be like, oh, Jerry, she went to this place and she said it was awesome, so now I have to go there. Right? Or Leah, did you see what Leah was wearing? It was so awesome. I have to find out where she got it because I need to have one. Right? They're your super fans. They feel like they're your friends and they know you. Okay, do you guys have any questions? That's okay, girl. You're not a mom. Blogging is not just for moms. Someone else commented about that in the group too. Like, I'm not a mom, but that's okay. If you are here as a college student, you know what I think? I want to encourage high schoolers to be entrepreneurs. I want to encourage them to know that there's an option out there if they're not necessarily ready to go to college or don't even want to go to college. There is something between working at McDonald's and going to college. Okay, so they have that opportunity. College is not meant for everyone, and I'm totally okay with that. And my kids know that. As long as they're productive members of society, okay, they don't have to go to college. So I would love for high schoolers to be taking this challenge because I think it's a great place for them to start. Blogging is an inexpensive way to start. It's an inexpensive way to get yourself out there. And it's a great place to start becoming visible online. So it's okay, you're not a mom. Okay, how specific should my why be? Okay, your why should be very specific. Now, we talked a little bit at the beginning of the video, Jerry. If you weren't on, go back and listen to that. But a lot of us are starting because of the need for money, which is totally okay. And I posted that in the group yesterday. If that's where you're at right now, then that's where you need to be, and don't have guilt over that. I used to have guilt over that. I used to be like, it's not big enough. I need to serve the world. But if I am in such a dark place because of debt or because of insecurity over my finances, I'm in no place to serve others and lift others up. I need to get past that myself and get to a level where I'm feeling confident, comfortable, and secure with my finances. So if you're just starting a blog because you need to find an avenue to make money, go with that. But here's how I want you to dig deeper. If all your bills were paid off and you had 6 months worth of savings in your bank account and you didn't have to worry about those daily bills, what would you use your money for? Who would you serve with that money, or how would you use your time or your energy to serve other people? Those tend to be your biggest whys, those deep whys. You know, the question that they ask, coaches ask all the time, if you weren't getting paid, what would you do? What would you do anyway? How would you use your talent and your knowledge to help other people, even if you don't get paid? Those are good starting points for figuring out your why. You want it to be something that's so important to you that even when blogging and business becomes hard and becomes a struggle, it's going to sustain you and get you through to the other side. Because it's really easy to get to the point where you're like, nobody's reading, I'm not getting any pitches, I'm not making any money, why am I spending my time on this? And you really start to question, is this worth it? And if your why is big enough, if you can see the vision for what you want to do with your blog or your business, that's going to get you through, okay? So make it big enough that you are passionate about it, that you are willing to do whatever it takes to get it. A Disney cruise might not be a big enough why. Okay, it is for my kid. Well, my daughter when she was younger. I don't know if she would do it now, but maybe a One Direction concert might be her big thing. But for me, that's not a big enough why, okay? So figure out for yourself. And it doesn't have to be like changing the world, but maybe it's just changing one person at a time. Maybe it's just helping that one mom that's struggling with a problem, and how can you help her solve that? And if you can do that, how's that going to make you feel? And then you do it and you feel amazing, right? To be honest, when you serve other people, it lights you up, and then you do it again and you do it again, and pretty soon you have a bigger picture. And it'll change. But for right now, today, starting your blog, what is it going to be for you? Okay? I hope that helps. Ask questions in the group too. If you have something a little more specific that you can give me, I can kind of help you a little bit more. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, any other questions, ladies? My blog stars? Are you feeling good about the direction you're going? Are you still excited about blogging? All of this background stuff, I think I said at the beginning too, all of this background stuff, it is the foundation. And when you have a good foundation, then you can build up. So we're starting with foundational stuff, and then we're going to get to, the tech stuff. I think that's actually tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that techie stuff. So blend up a margarita, have one for me, and we're going to dive into that. Now, let me just tell you this. I am not the tech person, okay? I have set up a couple of my own personal websites, and I can play with it, and I can get you through it, and I can help you, but I'm not the one to just tell you really quick, okay, go here, go here, go here. So it's not going to be really heavy on the actual technical side, but I have a ton of resources for you. It'll definitely be worth your while, and we'll just make sure that you're able to set up your blog, and I'll help you in whatever way possible. I should share my journey. Yes, you should, Leah. Absolutely. If your blog is narrow, would it be best to have a separate Facebook account for your niche or integrate? Oh, yes. Okay. Tiffany, You have to have a business account on Facebook so that you don't lose your personal account. It's really against the terms to use your personal Facebook for business. So I would definitely set up a page, and then from time to time from your personal one, you can kind of link to it and drive people over there. Just, be like, hey, I'm talking about Wonder and Wander today over on my page. Come check it out. And then link to it that way. So yes, definitely. And then we're going to talk about blog names and that type of stuff, but so don't make any changes today, okay? Because it would be really good for your social media and your blog to have the same names to the best of your ability or within recognizable reason, okay? So don't do anything yet. Let's get through the challenge today before you start setting things up, so it'll give you a clear overview, okay? All right, feeling excited and found this so helpful. Oh, Nicole, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And if you guys have specific things that you really need to hear to help you determine whether or not you're gonna set up a blog, let me know. Because if I'm not covering it, maybe I can find a way to cover it. This is an overview, but it is definitely really in depth, and it's gonna help you get started today, but I obviously don't have time to cover every single aspect of it, but that's what Project Blog is for, so you can go check that out. Remember, it's bit.ly/projectblog, and if we don't have any other questions, Leah says, oh no, that's an old one. Okay, sorry for the glasses on and off. I literally cannot read what you're writing, so I'm just gonna pop them on, and I don't like the glare of the glasses with the lights. So anyway, thank you all for being here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you spending your time with me. I hope you found value in today's lesson. Again, please pop your questions into the group. Let's talk about this stuff. Let's answer your questions. Now is the time to do that. Be journaling about your ideal reader, narrow down your blog topics, share all of that stuff in the group once you get it done. And don't forget to look in there for the document. I'll load it and I'll put a comment on there so you guys can check that. And that has all those questions we went over about the ideal reader and a few more. Okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm off to... Thanks, Michelle. I'm off to Girls Club at the school. Leah, if you want to join us, we'll be there today, and we're going to talk about lonely hearts with these girls, because I think all of us have a little bit of loneliness and how to overcome that. So they're middle school and high school girls. My girlfriend and I do the group together, so it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to head off to do that. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Bye.